Hello friends, welcome to our channel Khatri Steno. Subscribe our channel for steno related contents. Be ready for the legal passage for the aspirants who are preparing for Punjab and Haryana High Court Triple S and Stenotypist exam. Start. For decades, criminal courts in India have grappled with a singular, messy question, when does a broken promise to marry turn into a crime? Under the Indian Penal Code, this was usually dealt under Section 375, specifically relying on the double quote misconception of fact double quote clause full stop. The courts were often forced to fit complex relationship dynamics into the rigid framework of rape laws full stop. The Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita attempts to fix by carving out a specific niche full stop. Section 69 introduces a distinct offense, that is sexual intercourse by employing double quote deceitful means, double quote clause, which includes the false promise of employment, promotion or marriage, full stop. On paper, this looks like clarity, full stop. It distinguishes between non-consensual forcible rape within brackets section 64 and consensual acts obtained through manipulation within brackets section 69, full stop. However, this new section does not solve the evidentiary chaos, it merely recategorizes it, full stop. Stanza under the IPC regime, if a man was found guilty of obtaining consent for sexual intercourse via a false promise of marriage, he was technically labeled a rapist, full stop. Section 69 of the BNS treats this differently, full stop. It explicitly states that the offense applies to sexual intercourse not amounting to the offense of rape, full stop. The legislature has essentially created a middle ground, full stop. It acknowledges that while obtaining consent through lies is criminal, it perhaps should not carry the same label or weight as forcible rape, full stop. Stanza Section 69 hinges on deceitful means, full stop. In the context of a promise to marry, the Supreme Court has long distinguished between a breach of promise and a false promise, full stop. In landmark judgments like Pramod Suryabhan Pawar versus State of Maharashtra, the court held that for the act to be criminal, the maker of the promise must have had no intention of fulfilling it at the very moment at the promise was made, full stop. Stanza if a man promises marriage, enters a relationship, but 2 years later breaks it off due to parental opposition or incompatibility, that is a breach of contract, not a crime. Full stop. Section 69 does not remove this gray area. Full stop. The police and courts will still have to conduct a forensic examination of a relationship timeline, full stop. They will have to sift through WhatsApp chats, photographs, and testimonies to answer an almost impossible question, full stop. Stanza there is a valid concern regarding the false promise of employment or promotion included in the same section. Full stop. While this seems straightforward, a boss coercing a subordinate is a clear abuse of power, but the inclusion of marriage is socially complex. Full stop. Relationships are fluid. Full stop. People fall in and out of love. Full stop By codifying the promise to marry as a specific ground for criminal liability, there is a risk that the BNS may inadvertently criminalize messy breakups full stop. If a consensual relationship of 3 years and one party feels aggrieved, the threat of Section 69 could be used as leverage full stop stanza, while the BNS clarifies that this is not rape, it still subjects the accused to the criminal process, comma, arrest and trial, full stop. The burden will likely fall on the accused to prove that their initial promise was genuine, flipping the traditional burden of proof in the eyes of the public, if not the law, full stop stanza. Section 69 is a pragmatic recognition that sexual consent can be vitiated by lies, not just force. It saves the accused from the stigma of a rapist tag for what is essentially a fraud, while still offering a remedy to the victim. Full stop stanza. However, comma, the statute cannot fix the messy reality of human relationships, full stop, unless the judiciary sets a very high threshold for what constitutes deceitful means, strictly separating calculated fraud from unfortunate breakups, full stop. Section 69 risks becoming a tool for settling personal scores rather than delivering justice, full stop. The law has changed, but the difficulty of the trial remains exactly where it was, full stop and over. तो ये हमारी नियर अबाउट 100 WPM की डिक्टेशन थी विद फ्लक्चुएशन. अगर आपको डिक्टेशन अच्छी लगी तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिएगा एंड मस्ट सब्सक्राइब अवर चैनल फॉर मोर डिक्टेशंस लाइक दिस. थैंक्स टू ऑल. बी प्रैक्टिस फॉर अ बेटर फ्यूचर.